how is it for you generally when you look at the sea and ocean, and what is coming to your mind? How do you love the ocean or sea because you are into that subject, in and out, you have been there, and it's 5 years you are there at NIO. What was it all about?
I loved it. I mean, that was, if I say the best part of my research career, I would say that was the best part because one, it is something really unique. Like, not everybody can experience this. Second, it is so exciting. We are really learning so much about the oceans and all these different technologies we are employing. I think that's so exciting, and especially on research cruises, we are always working. Like sometimes we would actually work 18 hours at a time because we are doing some experiments, or then we are collecting, the stations are coming, and like the seawater station. But it is so exciting because everybody is working as a team. There is no phone connection, so you don't have a lot of distraction to contact home or something. So everybody is like fully into the science and the research, but also a lot of fun because when we are taking a break, everybody is relaxing. Like, at work here, when we are here, we are always having our own responsibilities,
True.
own commitments. So in ocean, when we are there, it's only really the people on board. So I think the bond is also really good. Like I have a very good bonding with my PhD friends with whom I sailed. So we sailed a lot during my PhD. So I think it's for them as well, I can say, because we always think those were such good days and good memories. But we were always working. It was like not easy at all. So yeah, that's incredible.
So I think I can imagine your future research doesn't matter at whatever time and how long, you cannot certainly do without being close to the ocean.
Yeah, that is correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So your professor is Professor Nakvi, who actually is the department also called in NIO Chemical Oceanography Department, or what is your own institute or department called there?
Yes, it's a chemical oceanographic division, and Dr. Naqvi's group was called the Center for Excellence in Aquatic Biogeochemistry.
Okay.
Because we were not just doing ocean research, we were also doing freshwater and estuarine. I mean, the group is still doing. So we were aquatic biogeochemistry group.
Good. So, so it was, you said 5 years for your PhD to get done and everything. So, what was at that time, what was your goal? I mean, after you finish your PhD, during the PhD or the final phase, already you are looking for some positions within the Indian scientific setup, let it be ministry, let it be, other research institutions, or even NIO, or maybe at your Calcutta University, you want to be back. Or it was always that you want to further your research and you want to go out to further your exposure and to do something, and then before you want to return back or you want to stay. Did you have a plan for your life, or you said, no, let me go with the flow and let me keep open mind, what happens, it happens? How was it?
Yeah, so my plans have changed a lot, to be honest. I have had some plans and then some things didn't work out, so I made new plans. So, during the middle of my PhD, I got married. And when I was writing my thesis, at that time, I was expecting my son.
Okay.
So my priorities were kind of also keeping my family in mind. So when I was doing my PhD, before that, I wanted to do ideally a postdoc abroad, and then I wanted to come back to India, especially the lab where I worked for my PhD. So I was mainly doing the stable isotopes, and I realized that we don't have a lot of people there in that field. And I realized if I have enough expertise, maybe I can be a person to guide and as a future, like it could be something I can contribute as well if I am more trained and more experienced. As I said, but when I was finishing my PhD, I was expecting my son, and my priorities changed. So I took a break after that. I took a break for a year because I was living away from family in Goa, and I had a small baby. It was just impossible for me that time to think. So I started applying for different posts in India as well as abroad. So I had a few labs that I knew I liked, so I applied there. And in India, I applied for the Inspire DST fellowship and the SERB fellowship postdoctoral. These two I had applied in India, and I had and in terms of international, I had applied for the Humboldt fellowship, and I did not apply for anything else. I personally wrote to a couple other labs in US and in Europe as well. So I kept my options open, whatever works out. So I got the SERB fellowship around the same time I got the Humboldt fellowship.
Oh.
So I declined that and I came here. But the rest didn't work out as well. So some labs didn't have the funding, and the Inspire DST, I went for the interview, but I did not make it to the final. So I did kind of kept my options open. And
but I think what best can happen among all this, let's say comparing of all these fellowships, but getting Humboldt is very highly competitive because that's something how it is, and so I think you can be very, very proud and very happy that you could go through that intensive competition and land an Humboldt fellowship. That's really great. So it would be for 2 years.
It is for 2 years, and I think for people who have family, they usually also extend it by 1 more year. But yes,
okay.
2 years, yeah.
Great.